Hey guys, over here. No, over here. Come on. What are you guys doing over there? You don't need to look at that yet. I've got some updates to show you folks. Welcome back. It's been a little bit, and let me catch you up, and I'll show you where we're at. So let's start at the front of the truck. All right, yeah, the front. There's the front. Here's the right here. This is the condenser. You can see in here, and then here's the dryer. And right underneath here, if you can see that, that is it's called the binary switch. And all that switch does is make sure that you have pressure in your system. And as long as there's pressure in the system, when you go to turn on the AC, then the AC compressor will turn on. Got the headlights in, guys. And the headlights are bright. This is a H4 bulb conversion. I got new headlight buckets. And the reason I did that is because the old ones were rusty, crusty, and all of the little mechanisms were broke. And I figured for a time saver, this just got me closer that much quicker. It also came with the rings right here. These are the headlight retainers right here. Came with those. Came with the adjusters. What is this? Is that a bug already? It's fine. It's just grease from me. Just over here. It'd be weird if there's already bugs on it, right? Isn't it funny how we say like that the bug hit us when we're the ones going like 70? Anyway, so Painless gave me these. These are ones I didn't use, right? But Painless gave me the plugs and the little spades that go in here. And just the whole kit is superb. I have been truly blown away by how much Painless crammed into that box and just how helpful it has been. So anyway, let's kind of keep going around the truck. Oh, just a little bit of housekeeping here. This was loose. I tightened it. Tightened that up. And, you know, while we're here, are you keeping up with me? Because, like, this is how my brain works. Yeah. I see it and I talk about it. You doing good?
Yeah, I'm keeping up.
Because we've moved the oil filter with this relocator, there's no longer a port for the oil. And so the oil pressure sensor is going to have to go in right there. And there should be enough room. My fingers are being crossed, but what I do is I've got an adapter that's coming. This is a 1/4 inch NPT, and we've got to reduce it down to 1/8 inch NPT. But I might have to angle it somewhere like this because I gotta fit this transmission cooler in it. But we'll get to that in just a second. Let's walk around the truck. Right here, this is the wires to the park/turn signal light. The reason that is cool is because the truck never had turn signals on the front. Those were just park lights. I got this really cool light right here. And I can't remember who I got it from. This one's Classic Industries. So Classic Industries, they had this one, and it's a full replica lens. They make this lens brand new, and it's a 2-wire with the park and the turn signal built in. And I can demo this for you in just a bit. But really cool, because I didn't have to convert the bulb or anything. They just did it for me. Poke up here and look at the AC. So all the hoses are run, and I cut this one. I cut a couple of them to. This is where they're going to be, but this is not crimped yet. The crimper for this is it's a big old hydraulic tool, and I gotta figure out if I can rent one. I might have to just take it somewhere and have somebody crimp it. But anyway, got to figure that out. So right now, there's a couple of hoses here, like these 3, 1, 2, 3, are not crimped, and they need to be because they are high pressure. This right here is the wire that goes down to that binary switch that I showed you. So as long as the system has pressure, when you turn that switch to on, this right here will engage the AC compressor, and we will be good to go. I still got to get the heater lines on it. Just haven't done it yet. Oh, and this wire right here, this is the gauge, this is the temperature gauge. Now there's 2 temperature sensors on this engine. One is for the computer And then this one, which is for the gauge for the people. And I got this, I don't know if you can see it right down here, right there, this guy. Actually, it might be loose enough, Connor. I might be able to get it out. Oh, I can. All right. I got to remember to tighten this thing. So this right here is the new temperature sensor for the gauge right there. So now I just got to hook up that wire. All right. Oopsies. It's fine. Don't worry about that. We're just going to ignore that. We'll cut that out maybe. All right. And then into the interior, the power distribution block. I've added a couple more wires, maybe. I can't remember. But anyway, there's that. Basically, the battery feed and then sends it out. I really like that this is what this little space in here is for, because I couldn't think of anything else. You could still put something in there. Like you could put a road flare. That's probably about it. Maybe
a first aid kit?
Maybe, yeah, you can put that in there. That's a good idea, Connor. Maybe Go Fish cards. In case you get bored when you break down. Oh, I do got... These are all wires I've cut out of the system that I didn't need. So there's that. I still need to put all the ducting in here for the AC and so it's the HVAC, the heater and the AC. And it's got a little computer in there and switches, and I still got to get that hooked up all the way. But like I said before, I wanted to get all my other wires ran before. Wanted to get all the wires run before I just made that like final and then try and run the wires around it. Where's that bag of lights?
Oh,
we'll get that in just a second. All right, guys. So I found brand new brackets and lights for this. Now, when we rolled the truck in here, there wasn't any brake lights on this at all. I don't even think there was one single... There's like no lights back here at all, just wires. So I got these replica, remanufactured, whatever, brackets, which is nifty, because they will bolt on just like this. See these two bolts right here? We'll pop those out. We'll put on this bracket right here. And then this... So the front lights are LEDs and the back lights, these are also LEDs. And you in real time are going to see with me if this fits. It fits. Look at that.
Wow. So
we'll bolt that to the back, and then this bolts to that. And then what we do is we will shorten these wires, because you see I left these way too long. So we'll shorten those fellers, get it plugged in, and we will have tail lights. I've already tested this with the headlight of the S10, so it does work. But let me show you. All right, so right now I'm just holding this, holding the wires in by hand and then grounding it to that. So that's the tail light. And I'm gonna have my lovely assistant just go tap the brake for me.
Tap it?
Yeah. Perfect. Nice. Okay. So there you go, folks. All right, go ahead and turn off the lights too. Perfect. All right, so those wires are ready to go. These are ready to go. Yeah, it's just a matter of hooking these fellers up and tidying up the wires, and then the brake lights are on. Now, I have an idea for the reverse lights, and let me get it and I'll show you.
Very rare footage of me retrieving the lights. Let's bring them in.
Wow, that bright's light. That light's bright. Wow, dyslexia. Okay, this is a little better. I couldn't find an 1.5 inch specifically LED light, and I looked. And if you can find one and you know what one like this, but it's 1.5 inch, let me know. Otherwise, this is what I'm gonna do. So there's this opening right here in the back of the bed, and this truck never had reverse lights, and we're going to change that. So right here is just an LED, and I believe if I make if I can get this feller to stay in here, obviously aimed correctly. Let's see if we can twist this. Yeah, if I can make something, either like I got those body mounts. Maybe that's what we use, Connor. Anyway, I've got these body mounts. They're just these polyurethane pucks. And if we can drill those down to where they'll fit in here, all we need to do is like shove this in there so it stays. But I think if I have these in here for the reverse lights, one, it'll just look rad because it's just an empty space not being used. And two, it'll look rad because it's an old truck, never had reverse lights, and I think this was the perfect spot and they'd never put them. So anyway, that's where those are going to go. The reverse light wire is this light green one right here, and it is run off of the transmission switch. Now, I have not tested this yet, and I wired the switch all up. So we should test that. Let's see if the reverse light works. I put the truck in reverse, and it is not going to... the reverse lights are only going to come on when the key is on. So we're going to strip this wire, and we're going to strip this wire. So I've had to turn the key on and off several times on the truck, and every time I turn it on, the fuel pump turns on. And I keep thinking, I'm going to run the battery down just turning this on and off, just the key switch. Okay. So this is just to test the reverse switch, and let's just see if we got anything initially.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, there's nothing. All right, Connor, go and I'll hold the camera. Go and turn the key to on. You don't need to like crank it, just click it on once. One click to the clockwise. Let's see if that works. Oh my gosh. It's on, Connor. Wow. Okay, now put it into park. Oh my gosh, Connor. Right, put it into drive for me. So
How many done is that?
Well, just do 3 notches, and that's drive. 2 notches is neutral. Nice, you passed it. Okay, put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse.
Oh. There's reverse. Now put it in park. Perfect. Oh, dude. Hey, you know what? I'm going to have you do it one more time. Just hold on 1 sec. Connor, can you come hold the audience for me for a sec?
Yes.
They're going to be extremely bored while... There we go.
Are you going to time-lapse this?
No. I just need you to hang on to it.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, that's perfect. Sing the Jeopardy song. Okay. And then... Alright, I'm ready.
Okay.
And then obviously we'll just make sure that this is fixed in there somehow.
Reverse?
Reverse. Is the key on?
Oh, no.
Keys on. Put it... Maybe no. It might not have a good enough ground. Dang, I don't think I have... Is it in reverse?
Yes.
Put it in park one more time. Shoot. Hold on, I got a wire right here. I got a wire. No, just leave it for just a second. Look at that, fellers. We're going to use this. We're going to shove this wire into here. Okay, so that is our new setup. All right, Connor, go for it. Put it in reverse. Oh, yeah! Oh, that looks so cool. Come look at it real quick.
It looks like a reverse light.
Thank you. That's what I was going for. But I want it kind of like right there, not so far into the tunnel. Yeah. Yeah?
Shine bright like
I think
a
it's going to be
diamond.
good. And there's the reverse light. Let's see if we can aim it up just a hair. Well, you get the idea. Success.
Success.
All right, so that makes me happy. We will. I'll figure out a way to get this in there, and I think the polyurethane might be the way to go. And then, if it's tight enough, it should stay. Should. I gotta give it the old "that ain't going nowhere" pat, but that's not right now. But I'm just glad to know that that works. All right, so inside here, you can see there's a lot less wires than there used to be. And that is because I've tidied up, you can go in there. I've tidied up all the circuits, and these are all the extras that I don't need from the truck harness, because it doesn't have a coil, it doesn't have a distributor. And so like, that's what this harness has. It has like a coil, an alternator, rectifier, and that kind of thing. Has a coil, but we don't have that. We have a separate harness for the engine and the computer, and the engine, computer, and everything, and that's all good. These right here are all gauges right here, and I don't know if I'm going to use all these either. We will see. And these right down here are also gauges. Yep. But so the reason I have 2 gauge bundles of wires, this is from the engine computer, and so I should be able to hook up the engine tack, and we will see. I don't know if I can hook up very many of these. A lot of this too is also for like cruise control, and I'm going to see if we can get that hooked up, but I don't have like a cruise control button or anything yet, but we will see. Okay. That's going to be near the end of the build. The gauges are going to be what I wire in last, because as you wire everything, then it all ties together into the cab, into the gauges. And you can see right there, that is a park brake assembly pedal, and that is out of the S10. It works. We're going to have to get a new cable for the e-brake and run that down. But right now, the reason that's sitting there is because I do not have it mounted. As you can, I mean, obviously I don't have it mounted. That was a little redundant to say. Anyway, I got to figure out where to mount it. I should have said that. The brake pedal too. That sucker's in there, but the brake pedal pad. Wow, how fast can you say that? Brake pedal pad, brake pedal pad, brake pedal pad. Pretty fast. Okay. So the brake pedal pad, it's the short one, because this pedal was out of a manual transmission, and I ordered another pedal from a Camaro. So it was like a 70s, like a 69 Camaro or something. The Camaro brake pedal was like this wide, and that's what I want, because we're going to put it on the very end and basically bridge that gap so it's not so far. Because when you're driving in a normal car, you rest your heel, like you just don't even think about it, you know, because that's just how you drive. But you rest your heel on the floor, and then as you go from gas to brake, you just kind of rotate your foot. You know, you don't use your whole leg. Well, some of us might. We'll see. I got these. Forgive me if I've already gone through these. I've forgotten what I've shown you. Okay, these are the specialty 8-sided nuts for the wiper spindles with the gasket. Still haven't done that. But if you come look up here, like I said, I'm just trying to keep this as tidy as possible. Oh, I need these wires up here. You know what these are for, Connor?
No.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Oh, I remember. Okay. So these are going to go into... I got to run these up into here. These are from the transmission. So when you pull the transmission down into drive, when it's not parked, there's a switch mechanism on the transmission, and when controls the starter relay. It's the neutral safety. Is instead of the way I'm going to wire the starter relay. This is the long way to say it. Neutral safety switch wires. Okay, so those are those ones. But look, all this is nice and tidy. And what we'll do is we're going to wire loom this harness right here, and then we're going to just tuck it like that. And I looked at some pictures, and I'm pretty sure that used to go right along here, but I kind of want it tucked up right there. I'm going to back out one of these fender bolts and put a loop in there. Right here, this needs a vent. It needs to be attached to there somehow. This is a ground wire, and I looped it around accidentally, and so that's why that's like that. And these two wires got wrapped weirdly around. There's some things I'm like, crap, I'm gonna have to undo that, and like I will do that. I will route everything nice. Kind of like this. Like, I just needed a ground, and there was already like a little hole right there, so we ran. This is the main ground for the computer, right there. This right here is a ground from engine to chassis, and then there's another ground in there that's engine to frame. And so that way we have all of our grounds. Grounds are very important. Again, there's the grounds. These are the grounds to the headlights. I ran them up here, and I made the metal underneath this bare, just so the headlights wouldn't have any problems. So, on to the next part, real quick, guys. This right here, this behemoth, is the transmission cooler, and I have transmission cooler lines and adapters. So this is a 4L80, and this should cool it just fine. But here's where we got to figure something out. We got to do some engineering. Oh, I raised that up so I didn't have to kneel down. 1 second.
Intermission.
So the thing is, I am shoving a lot of new radiators underneath here that were never underneath here. And it's also compounded by the fact that the radiator is like almost 3 inches further forward than it was from the factory option. So, because yeah, we had to move this radiator forward, and it's sitting forward a lot, and it's angled. And the reason that's a problem is because the grill takes up this space too. But we've got to figure out how to get this mounted in here and play nice with everything else. Ideally, I would like it to go in about this area right here. There might be room to go right here, but the only problem is this is
Too low.
facing the bumper directly. But yeah, right here is the optimal spot. And I need it to somehow attach. So, but the problem is, come over here. I don't know if it's a problem yet, but it's just something I'm thinking about. So, this cooler has got to sit, and if you can see, come up here and look, Connor. So when this goes against the truck, we're not going to have a lot of room. So if I go low, it's already going to hit, right? Just because of these two things. It does almost fit in between there, right? But what I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is, if it can be, I don't care if it touches a little bit, but basically it can't, it's got to be able to fit with the grill on. And I'm already kind of anticipating there being a tight fit. I have had this thought though, of putting this somewhere else in the truck, like along underneath, you know, like that. But if you do that, so if you relocate any of your radiators from the front, you generally want to get some kind of fan, and they do make electric fans that will sit on top of these. But it's not ideal. The ideal is they have this in the front. It's just less maintenance, just easier. So that's what I'm going to tackle next. And once I get this hooked up, I can put fluids in the transmission. Yeah, so basically this is how close I am to getting it to at least move. I need to get the driveline made, the rear driveline. The brakes I have all hooked up, and that's something I'll have to show you that in the next one when we're underneath it for the day, but not today. I got all the brakes hooked up. I need to bleed them. I need to make the rear drive line and hook it up. And then fluid in the transmission transfer case. And the engine runs. So that means if I get those things done, we could drive it. Even though I don't have like glass and stuff in it. But it could move under its own power. And I want to get to that point because it would just be epic. Of course I want to drive it further, but I'm itching to move this thing. I think that's going to be it for today. That's a good update. I got a lot more stuff that I've done that I haven't covered today, but I'll show you. I'll show you on the next one. But for now, I think that's it, and appreciate you watching. Come back for more next time. We'll see you later.